Hi everyone, Lisa Clodfelter here again with a discussion today on anxiety. Anxiety creeps into our lives in many ways, in different forms, about different things, but almost all of us have experienced anxiety to some degree at some place in our lives. So I thought that might be a relevant topic for today's video. Anxiety, where it comes from, is usually a strong attachment to an outcome or a goal that we have set for ourselves that we want. It's very, very important to us to have in our lives. For example, financial security, a very satisfying long-term relationship with someone, learning and getting a degree, all kinds of different things can be out there. Landing the job, finding satisfying career, good health and well-being, and raising our children in a very healthy way. Whatever it is, whatever is important to us, sometimes we get focused on having the end goal and forget all about the process of getting there. And when we measure our success or failure by whether or not we achieve that goal, then sometimes we can really experience anxiety. And the reason for that is when we become highly attached to an outcome, attachment equals anxiety. And the reason for that is because we could do everything perfectly right toward getting to that goal. We could study hard and be in class and turn in all of our assignments and do everything as hard and as well as we can. But oftentimes there are variables beyond our control between what we do and that outcome that affect the outcome. And when we're holding ourselves accountable, even for those variables, that's when we start experiencing anxiety. So what do we do about that, right? And the process of removing anxiety really has to do with letting go of outcomes. In other words, understanding that a goal is very important and I want to get that goal. There's no reason to think I can't have it, and I'm going to do everything within my power to get it. However, there might be something comes along that's outside of my control that keeps me from getting it. So step number one is letting go of the outcome and saying, I want it, I'm going to try for it, but I might not get it. I don't know. There's no secure answer there. However, if I let go of the outcome and I focus instead really small on the first step toward that outcome, letting go of whether or not I get the outcome or not, and just focusing my success or failure on how well I execute step one in the process, then I give myself full control over the controllables. And I feel more empowered to move along through the process of getting to that goal. When I let go of the outcome and focus on step one, once step one is completed and I feel successful in it, then I can think about what does step two look like that will help me increase the odds of getting what I want. And what this approach does is it stops our focus on that outcome, which allows us to think that everything that happens between where we are now and that outcome is just a means to an end. The only thing that matters is the outcome. Instead, it shifts that perspective kind of in 180 degrees to saying really the only thing that matters is the process of getting there. Because I am in control, full control of the process. And if I put my focus on each step along the way, if every single step is a high quality one, how far off can the end game really go, right? And that's kind of the purpose of anxiety counseling. We get it, that's sort of breaking it down to its most basic essence, but that's really what we're trying to do. Expand upon that theory, keeping focus small, controlling the controllables in life, and letting go of all of the things that we can't control, and finding a satisfying way to be and to feel comfortable as we're going along life and working toward all of the things that we think will feel satisfying when we get them. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, if you're looking for a little relief from some panic attacks and some anxious moments, we can discuss this in much more detail and in much greater depth. Anytime you'd like, make an appointment on samnabilcounseling.com. Or if you have any questions, my email address is on the website as well. Shoot me an email. I'd be happy to answer any questions and move you along the way as best I can. Again, I'm Lisa Clodfelter, and I hope to hear from you soon.